Yo, what's up, my buddies? TotalJophes coming at you with my review of the Deadpool movie. Okay, so right off the bat, the movie was good. It was really good. Blew my expectations out of the park. Completely. As most people are really agreeing, actually. And I don't know. I don't know how many people really expected Fox to actually do well with this. I mean, honestly, after Fantastic Four, I really didn't expect a good Deadpool movie out of them. But I was pleasantly surprised. Unbelievably. Right off the bat, we have Ryan Reynolds, who people are pretty much agreeing was born to play Deadpool. He absolutely nailed the role. 100%. Absolutely 100%. He was spot on with Deadpool's attitude. He was the perfect mix of smart-ass, badass, funny-ass, and crazy. I mean, anybody who knows Deadpool knows he's pretty out there. And, yeah, Ryan Reynolds, he really was born to play Deadpool. It was absolutely perfect. And, well, then we've got the other characters, which, well, obviously, Deadpool stole the show. It is his movie. He should. But, you know, just in general, nobody's as entertaining as Deadpool. But as far as the other characters went, they were all very lovable. I mean, Colossus was just this funny goody two-shoes guy. I mean, the villain, Ajax, was... well, that's kind of something I'll get into in a minute. But, yeah, just take my word for it. All the other characters really added on to it. Especially Deadpool's friend. I don't remember his name, but you know the guy in the trailers that's sitting there going, "Oh, you look like an avocado, had sex with an older avocado." That guy? Yeah, he's just as funny in the movie as he was in the trailers. But yeah, when it comes to Deadpool, as I said, the characters are flawless. Especially Deadpool. And then when it comes to the combat, the actual action in the movie, oh my god, it is so satisfying. It is very well choreographed. Deadpool is flipping and jumping and cutting shit and shooting shit like there's no freaking tomorrow. And he looks like some sort of absolute martial arts badass, which, I mean, obviously he is, but they really choreographed that well. Oh. And I mean, the actual, like, it was rated R for a reason. It was bloody as hell. Heads were flying everywhere. I mean, he could rip people in half, chop fucking limbs off, cut them in half, whatever it was. It was bloody as hell. And it was so good. Oh my god. Now, backing up a little bit, when it comes to the combat, like I said, it was very well choreographed. The special effects, you know, like cars flipping over or explosions, yada yada, all very well done. Very well done. Absolutely beautiful. And then, yeah, him, like, going one-on-one with people even, also extremely well done. And then getting on to the story. Well, it is, you know, the first movie in the franchise. They do need to get his backstory out of the way. But see, something that I actually really liked is they kind of altered his backstory just a little bit. He's not just, you know, some sort of Weapon X program like he is in the comics and whatnot, but rather, they kind of changed it up. I won't spoil anything. I'll wait till you guys actually watch it for yourselves and whatnot. But they kind of mixed his backstory up a little bit, but they didn't ruin it or anything. They actually made it work really well. In fact, I kind of like this one a little bit more, even, you know? They wrote it absolutely perfectly. But, yes, because it is indeed an origin story, we don't get the whole movie revolving around Wade Wilson as Deadpool. But even when he's Wade Wilson, he is still absolutely perfect. The comedy is absolutely amazing. And, hell, he's just an all-around perfect character, even just as Wade Wilson. And the story that he has then, before he becomes Deadpool, I actually still really enjoyed. Like I said, when they mixed up his backstory, it worked really, really well. And the whole movie works by going back and forth between Deadpool and Wade Wilson, you know, going from his time as actually getting revenge and whatnot as Deadpool, and going back into, like, you know, flashbacks as, you know, how he became Deadpool. And, I mean, the way they did that was flawless. I mean, we definitely got his backstory, but it wasn't just one solid chunk at the beginning. Hell, it starts off with Deadpool fucking shit up, slicing the shit out of people, and then it cuts to, you know, some of his backstory of becoming Deadpool, goes back to actual Deadpool, fucking more shit up, and just being absolutely hilarious, and then back to Wade Wilson, so on and so forth. And it works really well. It really, really does. And, okay, if there's anything in this movie that is better than the action, it is the fucking comedy, guys. It is such a funny movie, which a Deadpool movie really should be. And true to character, he absolutely destroys the fourth wall. In his words, at one point, breaking a 16th wall or something like that. It was hilarious. I mean, they captured him completely perfectly. He broke the fourth wall all the time, had all of his little psycho moments, had all of his, you know, talking to himself or whatever. You know, it was just hilarious. So many little jokes here and there, really rated R jokes, to be sure. Not a movie for kids. But yes, completely hilarious, absolutely entertaining from beginning to end. And as a Deadpool movie, it never took itself too seriously. There was serious parts, but even during the serious parts, it stayed true to his character and had him, you know, crack a joke or something. And it was just amazing. Now, on to the actual story. Well, it was still good, but I have to say, the one thing that I honestly think it does suffer from is, and again, I think it's probably because it's got to fit his backstory in there too. But the story, when he actually is Deadpool, it's not very long or complicated, doesn't have any, you know, real twists or turns or anything. It's your basic run-of-the-mill revenge story. Somebody wronged him, he goes after them. He eventually finds them, and yeah, I won't spoil it, but, you know, you can probably assume. But, you know, even though it is a fairly simple story, I mean, it's still really entertaining the whole way through. The one truly bad thing in the movie is probably just that. I mean, that the story is kind of a little bit shorter, and it really doesn't give the villains a lot of time to get really interesting and grow a lot. I mean, you get a really good feel for protagonist versus antagonist in the flashbacks, but then when it gets to actual Deadpool, you're not quite feeling that so much, you know? There's not as much time with the villain to really showcase just how bad they are, or, you know, give them any sort of real backstory or emotion behind what they're doing, or anything like that. So it's pretty cut and dry, straight out, evil villain, just evil, nothing else. But I tell you, it does not take away from the movie in the slightest. It is, honestly, I'm going to go as far as to say this, the best comic book movie I've ever seen. Ever. Absolutely faithful adaptation. Probably the most true to the comics we have seen yet. More true than, you know, the first Iron Man, casting Tony Stark as him. More true than any of the Captain Americas or Thors or X-Men or whatever. Not that X-Men's always too true to the comics, but you know. Yeah, absolutely faithful to the comics. Hilarious, amazing badass action, and just, oh. All around, I'd say I would probably give it a 9 out of 10, I'd say. That sounds pretty accurate, because it is an absolutely amazing movie, damn near flawless, and the only thing it really suffers from only has to do with the fact that it had to throw the backstory in there, and so the actual Deadpool story is kind of shorter, and the villains aren't very well looked into. They're just there to be evil, pretty much. They're just there for something for Deadpool to beat the shit out of. But again, like I said, 9 out of 10, it doesn't take away from the movie at all. If you have not seen it, go see it. You will not regret it. And so, yeah, that's pretty much all of my thoughts about it. What are your guys' thoughts? Did you like the movie? Have you not seen the movie? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe for future videos because I will be uploading multiple every week. And that'd be about it. So until next time, stay pretty, my buddies.